counties, or 8 miles southwest of Teague, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. Hazard, new tornado in Porter-sized Hill. This is a public confirmed tornado. This will be around Teague at 325 and Fairfield around 340. Other locations impacted include Farrier, Fallon, Dew, Downey, Freestone, Langley, and Cotton Gin. Please take cover now.
That sounds good. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock here. It's just been misty and gloomy and just hasn't been much yet. I guess I'm listening to police scanner. Hasn't been much on there either, but I don't know. Waiting on Clint to tell me what's going on. I'm out of sorts. I got it from a nap.
Well, I'll just put a photo in the chat of what, because my driving's finished for the day, so I've got the Glenmorangie out, or Glenmorangie as some people call it. I'm not Scottish, so I can't really comment as a qualified person, but it's warm in the, first bat of the evening, because we're 9:30, and I've just got seen the first bat probably this season, actually. I don't know what it's going to eat because I've not seen any moths. But I'll leave you in peace if you like, Bo, let you settle down. But I've been walking the dog and out down the lanes, and I was catching up. I didn't quite catch up, but I was listening. Wade was having some interest in RF, some interest in 11 meters.
Break. Prior traffic. We now have 2 tornadoes on the ground. I repeat, 2 tornadoes on the ground. 2 tornadoes on the ground at this time.
Roger. Yeah, Glenmorangie. I got some of that under the counter. Good stuff. They make a La Santa, which is that but finished in sherry casks. That is a favorite of mine. I think I got that down there too. But yeah. Yes, sir. That's some good scotch.
Yeah, that was a gift to me. I've never seen that packaging before. It's 10 years, and that's normal, I think. So I don't know. Just I didn't recognise the packaging. They do rebrand every now and then, don't they, these people? Oh, what was going to hit? Yeah, so 11 metre repeaters. You were on about 11 metre repeaters yesterday because you were curious. And I think I'm the only one on the channel that got the bi-curious joke until you told them. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what they use on 10 metres, but it's obviously perfectly just transferable, isn't it? But I would imagine over here that would be an FCC magnet. They would come looking for that the next day. It's not FCC here. It's just I can't remember the name. Anyway, so we'd get busted quick. But I don't know about your side. It'd be a good SHTF situation. Bit of equipment set up, ready to go, just in case.
Oh yeah, they got them. It's all around. 10 meter FM repeaters. I got them all around. And people use them. I don't know what they look like. What company makes them? So I don't know. Yeah, the mystery continues, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, Roger. Oh, that's tasty looking. Yeah, got that picture, Clint. The also on the back to the MFJ closure. They listed the brands that are associated or directly affected, and that included High Gain. That's another brand they had, High Gain, for goodness sake.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Interesting. Man, that's... Somebody will have to take over, or maybe it's just a sign of the times of just, electronics just going bye-bye around here. I don't know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've got the bat again. Tiny, must be a pipistrel. A big part of their business was the antenna analyzers, wasn't it? And so the last few years we've had the VNAs came out, and now we've got the Ukrainian folks they're fantastic kit. They are, and of course they're far more easy on the hand. I mean, I love my MFJ. I don't need to have changed that. That's a useful bit of kit. I do have a VNA, but it complements the MFJ. It's just so easy to use, and I've got the one with the UHF, so I can do UHF work as well. But yeah, I would imagine that's put a big dent in their business, because those aerial analyzers were flying out the door. So I would imagine that's a line that's quietened right down or gone away. So I don't know. But the old boy was 80 years old, bless him. And yeah, you got to retire sometime, haven't you? So, but yeah, they need a youngster pushing. Anyway, do you want to chill out, buddy? Because I don't want to keep you up any longer than you want to be.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just getting up, just fell asleep, just kind of took a nap watching TV. Yeah, a lot of times it has to do with the family too. You know, you get a rich guy about to die, has a lot of money. They just want to sell, and split it up and start enjoying their lives. As sad as it sounds, it's buddy of mine's dad. He's trying to take over the company. They've got like 6 supply houses, and some people in the family just want him to sell, so they can, again, split up the money and their life. And there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that people don't realize, so who knows what's going on.
Yeah, Roger. Well, I've just posted what I'm looking at, and my camera is crap, so you'll have to forgive the crapness of the pictures. But it's all right. It's a £170 phone. I can't get too mad, because it's given me it's given me years of fantastic Zello service on its own. That's more than paid for itself. Anyway, yeah, so it's with the sundown was about probably 50 minutes ago. Yeah, interesting to hear the radio. You folks are getting, I know you've not got conditions, but you get these 70 centimetre conditions, don't you? The GMRS conditions. I don't know where to look for a listing for our UHF propagation. But it's quite interesting to hear that doing what it's doing.
Okay, tornado warning continues for Dew, Texas until 3:45 p.m. Let's see here. Tornado warning for northeastern Milam County has been canceled. Radar indicated rotation now for the storm near Bremond, Texas. This will be near Reagan soon.
Use that Menolink. It's global. Menolink. .org, I think it is. I think it does it globally. It shows the whole globe. I just never looked beyond the lower 48, but let me look, because now I'm curious. Hang on a second.
Yeah, Roger, I'll give it a butcher's. Yeah. Oh, I bet you don't know what a butcher's is, do you? Is that familiar to you?
Hang on a second. No, not offhand.
Radar warning continues for Hammond, Texas until 3:45 p.m. This is radar indicated. It must, you know.
Yeah, sorry. It's there's an area in London within earshot of the Bow Bells. You are a Cockney. So you've got to be in earshot of the Bow Bell. If you are classed as a Cockney, and that they have a dialect called the Cockney rhyming slang, and it was code in the old days. It was their people's code, the workers' code. So butchers, and what they did was they would use words that rhymed to actually mean a different word. So a butcher's hook means a look, and then it gets abbreviated. So everybody knows the saying, but then it gets abbreviated, so it doesn't sound like it relates to what it actually means anymore. And so if you're in the know, you know what it means. But if you're not in the know, like the posh people weren't, you wouldn't know. So if somebody said, I'm going to have a butcher's, the posh people would be thinking, a butcher's what? What do you mean a butcher's? But anybody in the know would know that it meant, well, have a look.
Ah, gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, I'm learning. Yeah, it does do European. I posted a picture, and then at the top it's got the Try that website. Maybe you can bookmark that. But basically what it does is it will record UHF and VHF contacts that are made. And then it kind of logs them, and based off of that, they must go off APRS would be what I'm assuming. I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but it does a pretty good job of you know, like that guy there. It shows in Eastern England, he popped up far on. I don't know. You'd have to click it and see, but it'll say what frequency you talk to that guy on. But that's quite a ways, and I'm curious. Let me look into that contact, because I've never looked into Europe before. You know, because we're talking, you know, FM. But let me look.
Yeah, he's doing 500 or 600 mile there. That's good, and it just shows you as well. That's interesting to see the shadow, because of course you know, you're going to be using beams at those frequencies, so that's interesting.
Not necessarily. They got a way of. That's not just that one guy. They use different things to kind of show. Like here, I'll show you a hot spot, because that's definitely not one. Oh, and you got to be patient too, because sometimes it can take about a minute to load the conditions, and it's constantly updates too. But it's a really useful UHF VHF tool.
Yeah, Roger. Well, it's amazing the stuff we've got these days. Do you know, I was talking to Laney today, because, you know, talking across with you folks the other night, we had a proper giggle. You know, that was really good fun talking the other night, and also interesting watching those naders at the same time as we're talking with you all. And you know, and I said to her, you know, the first transatlantic transmission was only in North.
We're going to extend this tornado warning. Yeah, I'm out of options with this. If I ever get on the highway again, I guess I'll watch this rain band right up here that it's gonna come in camera view here in a second. So I have to watch for some turning motion in that and see if there's anything going on there. I doubt it. Wait a minute. Those rain bands right there are turning. It sure looks like they're turning. Couldn't tell. They sure looked like they were turning though. All right. That may be. I mean, now the rain's gone. I mean, it's stopped. That's interesting. Okay, I can look back and I can still see that. Can I get across here? Yeah. I may have to come in behind this. Hey Siri, text Max Crawford.
What do you want to say?
Just north of Hammond on Highway 6. I just had rotating rain bands come across the highway, and within 20 seconds they were across the highway.
Done.
That was interesting. That may have been a weak tornado right there. It went right over me. Or right in front of me, I mean, right there. No, it didn't go over me, it was just right there in front of me. I'm trying to find that area of interest again. Oh, is this the highway? Yes. Okay, yeah, that's the area right there that went over. Right there. I don't know if it's showing it real well. It's rotating right there, and that's what came over just a minute ago. Oh, okay. Let me tell weather service that this is what I think had just happened. I'm going to stay with this, but I'm going to have to stay on the backside because I don't have a highway network. Okay, that would have been stay focused on this here. Oh, feel the inflow coming into that. Wow. Man. got here? That is that's a nice hook on that though. Oh man. Let's see. I'm just kind of in a situation right now that I can't stay with this thing. And I think that I probably need to watch the next one coming. I mean, the only thing that I could do with this one is stay behind it. But if there's a tornado in there, I would not be able to see it. Now, I will move up a little bit. I'm going to get hit by this rear flank of this rain here in a minute. I'm right in that. I'm going to move up a bit. This is not even Highway 14. What highway is this? Okay, this is not 14. Man, we still got a good couplet on this thing. It's right in front of me. Right in front of me here. Unfortunately, let's see, this road, I can only go about a mile down this road, and then it's not going to help me a bit. Alright, looks like I said, I'm about to get hit by this. Now, this is the road that goes to that power plant. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Sure is a lot of traffic. What town does that come out of?
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, nothing works on this acne.
Hi. Who? I'm a licensed dermatology provider.
That you're trying to get out of the way than staying in a trailer when you have a tornado approach or a mobile home. They're great affordable living, they just don't handle tornadoes very well. That's okay. I don't handle tornadoes very well either, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, they just issued a mesoscale discussion. Alright, the Storm Prediction Center just issued a mesoscale discussion. That's a quick short-term meteorological discussion to help their weather partners maintain situational awareness during weather events. I'm going to read that discussion out loud to y'all real quick while saying this. Possible tornado now 3 miles east of Dew. Possible tornado now several miles east of Hammond. Okay, that discussion. Come here, discussion. Okay, the summary. A few supercells should continue to pose a primary threat of tornadoes across parts of east central Texas into early evening. The discussion. The two initially sustained supercells in east central Texas, northern Brazos Valley, both produced tornadoes earlier this hour. A third supercell is trying to intensify up shear of the middle one in Robertson County, but appears displaced northwest of an outflow boundary from the lead storms. It is plausible that the middle of the trio will become the more dominant, longer-lasting of the supercells, given its more eastward movement and broader access to the uninterrupted inflow emanating northward from southeast Texas. That just means it may become the dominant storm because it's got the best access to this unstable air mass. While low-level shear is modest with more southward extent, it will remain adequate for multiple tornado genesis cycles into early this evening. That's their way of saying these storms could keep producing tornadoes for several hours. Now, it doesn't mean we're dealing with a situation like last night in southern Oklahoma, yesterday in northwest Texas, or Friday in central Texas, where we have, dozens of tornadoes or strom the violent tornadoes. But a tornado is a tornado, and we need to be mindful of that. And thus, we're going to be here doing severe weather coverage, it looks like, for quite a while. Okay, tornado warning continues now. Area of rotation now just northeast of Highway 75 and 179, now east of 45. If you're on Interstate 45 between Fairfield and Buffalo, you're clear. It's pouring rain, but you're not going to get hit by a tornado with this storm. Further south, between Buffalo and Leona, including the city of Centerville, a possibly tornadic supercell will cross Interstate 45 around or by 5 p.m. For what it's worth, unrelated to the current situation, but it looks like the tornadoes that struck just north of the Red River last night, I was actually there. We had one tornado near Marietta, one tornado near Ardmore, a tornado near Sulphur. The Marietta tornado, the Sulphur tornado are at least EF3s, possibly higher. They're doing ratings. We had tornadoes up to Interstate 40 near Holdenville. At least 4 people are dead from those tornadoes last evening in the state of Oklahoma. Here in Texas, the tornadoes from Friday morning, Friday afternoon, across portions of North Texas, Central Texas, at least 10 tornadoes have been confirmed from that via damage surveys. So, yeah. And then yesterday's storms in Northwest Texas, they're going to do damage surveys on those in the next couple days. But we definitely had at least 3 or 4 significant tornadoes from that, thankfully over mostly rural areas. Unlike what happened last night across southern Oklahoma. Okay, so we have 2 tornado warnings. Tornado warning number 1, this is for a thunderstorm east of Fairfield, east of Buffalo, moving in the general direction of Palestine at about 35 miles an hour. I will admit it is looking less organized in terms of that reflectivity signature, which is good news, but we're still seeing indications of low-level rotation are just northeast of due. We'll see if a new circulation develops out of that, or if the Storm Prediction Center is correct in that this middle storm here near Bremen is taking hold of a lot of this energy and become the dominant storm for now, which would make sense given the velocity signature, which is problematic. Now, we're looking at the which way the wind's blowing mode. Unlike, well, I was going to say we didn't have a gate-to-gate couplet. We do now. You can see right here, the reds and greens, that's your gate-to-gate couplet. But this whole area is a broader area of rotation, a mesocyclone. You can see that here. As that area of broader rotation is able to consolidate into what we call that gate-to-gate couplet, we could see the threat of tornado genesis increase, a tornado at any time. And again, this is going to be a threat. Sorry, I'm just looking at something real quick. Again, those of you in White Rock, Petaway, Headsville, Owensville need to be in a safe place. This will require a tornado warning soon for places like Easterly, Ridge, and Marquez. This storm could pose a direct threat to the city of Centerville by 5 p.m., and it could still be capable of producing a tornado at that time. Those of you, I would recommend no travel. That's going to be on Highway 79. Let's just say I wouldn't recommend going northeast out of Franklin at this point, all the way up to Hewitt. And by 4:30, we're going to want Interstate 45 to be cleared off between Buffalo and Leona. If this storm turns a little further east, we may need to extend that south towards Madisonville. But for now, this thunderstorm is quite capable of producing a tornado northwest of Franklin, east of Bremen, southeast of Coss, east of Hammond, near Tidwell Prairie, northeast of Tidwell Prairie, Owensville, Petaway, the Twin Oak Reservoir, the Mesquite Tree RV Park, the Bulb Prairie Church of Christ, there off 979, the Wesley Chapel Cemetery off 979, up towards south of Willow Creek, and eventually this is going to approach Marquez. Here's the southern storm. Now, this one has had, at times, an interesting reflectivity signature, but it's behind an outflow boundary, which is just my way of saying the tornado threat is much, much lower. So that third storm we were looking at earlier, not a problem for now. We'll keep an eye on it, but it has a much lower tornado threat. Hey, we're back to the 70s. Oh, yeah. All right. My mic's still working. It is. Good. So again, this thunderstorm is the most serious one right now. It is east of Highway 14 near Petaway, approaching Twin Oak Reservoir, about to ride up County Road 979 towards the Bold Prairie Church of Christ from the Mesquite Tree RV Park towards Wesley Chapel Cemetery. This is going to be an issue for the city of Marquez here in the next probably 25 minutes. And it does have what we call a gate-to-gate circulation. This is me switching between the modes. This is base velocity. We use this to determine straight line winds. It does not take into account the storm motion, but when we're wanting to discern low-level rotation more easily, we switch to thunderstorm relative velocity. This takes into account the storm motion in the velocity data, and that's why the colors change up a bit. It's easier to discern rotation. Notice we have a very strong area of inflow. That's what these blue colors are here on the north side of the circulation. These are all winds being ingested into this area of rotation. Very strong rotation and the potential for tornado genesis. This is your rear flank downdraft. That's your winds coming on the backside of the circulation. Switch over to the how hard it's raining mode. That makes perfect sense with that hook echo. That hook's starting to wrap around a bit. This will stay north of the city of Franklin. If you're in Franklin, you're not under the threat of this storm. If you're in Easterly, you are. If you're in Ridge to Marquez, you're going to be in a problematic situation and will be under a tornado warning soon. I'd go ahead and start treating yourself like you are and get ready to take shelter. But again, with this in mind, we need to clear off the dot. We have winds moving just pixel to pixel. We have winds moving towards the radar at about 50, winds moving away at about 30. So there's your 80-mile-an-hour gate-to-gate shear. But if we count the larger mesocyclone spread out over about a mile, we have winds moving towards the radar at about 75. We have winds moving away at about 30. So we're above 100 miles an hour. So this could develop a tornado at any time. And we're going to go back to the storm now that is on Highway 84. But again, we need folks here east of Bremen, east of Hammond, west of Marquez, west of Ridge to Easterly, around the Twin Oak Reservoir to Petaway to White Rock, north of Owensville to be in a safe place now as this storm moves east, northeast at 25 miles an hour. All right, back north. We're going to switch radars to be closer to this storm up north. This thunderstorm showing an area of strong rotation now on Highway 84 east of Fairfield. If you're in Fairfield, you're clear. If you're in Buffalo and Dew, you're clear. If you are in Turlington to Butler to Long Lake, you need to be in a safe place. That'll be the lowest floor. Center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. And we have a new tornado warning. This will include the city of Palestine.
A new tornado warning has been issued for Anderson and Freestone County in Texas.
All right, let's talk about who's in, who's out. Big red box, you're in. That does include the city of Palestine. At 4 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located 10 miles southeast of Fairfield Lake State Park, or 10 miles east of Fairfield, moving east at 40, so it's sped up. This storm will be near Palestine around 4:15 p.m. Palestine, 4:15 p.m. Locations in this warning include Tucker, Pert, Johnson, Crystal Lake, Todd City, Natchez, Massey Lake, Tennessee Colony, Red Lake, and Cedar Creek. Again, this is a tornado warning for Central Anderson, Eastern Freestone counties until 5 p.m. for a possible tornado on Highway 84 10 miles east of Fairfield, moving east-northeast towards the city of Palestine at about 30 to 40 miles an hour. It will be near the city of Palestine by 4:15 p.m. Be in a safe place. That's your lowest floor. Center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Okay, back southwest. And note, we do have additional storms developing. We're going to have storms probably develop all the way south towards Interstate 10 this evening. Some of these could be severe, large hail, damaging winds, a threat of a few tornadoes. The tornado watch goes all the way down into parts of southeast Texas, east of San Antonio. That's this yellow box here. So again, we'll have more storms. You can get the forecast. We'll talk about it when we have a chance, but just download the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app, head over to the Texas Storm Chasers website, or find us on Texas Weather Center on YouTube. We've got a forecast posted there from this morning that is still quite representative of our expectations for the day. Okay, so let's go back to the Granger radar. And Jason, I think the mic issue, at least for now, has been solved. I switched to the raw mic input. It doesn't have the noise canceling effect, but it seems to be doing okay. So it does appear to be something with the NVIDIA driver. I'll have to look at that as well. Let me see if I can't add a little noise suppression. We'll see. Y'all will have to let me know if that helps or not. It may not.
Radar indicated rotation. This dangerous storm will be near Palestine around 4:15 p.m. Central. Other locations impacted by this tornadic thunderstorm include Tucker.
Again, we're also going to have to watch some of these other storms for rotation, just in case. You can definitely see that rotation approaching 84 from the Granger radar, and then you've got this area of rotation
Tennessee
north
Colony,
of Franklin,
Red Lake, and
west of
Cedar Creek.
Marquez. That'll be a new
Heavy
tornado
rainfall
warning
may hide
shortly.
this tornado. Please do not wait to see or hear the tornado. Take cover now.
Yeah, I was just talking about
approaching
Wayne County, Nebraska. I just happened to see it. I looked at the radar, and
FM 979.
his county was red,
County
and
Road
then
979.
clicked on it, and it showed a bunch of
Highway
people
7
without
west of
power. I don't know
Marquez.
what it means for
And
his
we'll have a
county
new
or what's
tornado
going on
warning here
out there.
soon that'll probably take it close to Centerville.
Poor Terry. Wayne County.
We're looking at the which way the wind's blowing mode here. Back to the how hard it's raining mode.
Yeah.
You can see we definitely do have that appendage still. It's not as clear cut as earlier. This thunderstorm does appear to be transitioning to a high precipitation supercell, but as you can see here,
on my trip down to Lincoln,
wraparound.
That there
Jason,
were
if
a
you're
lot of
listening,
substations
just
that
confirm
they
for
were
me that
working
Adam's
on.
heading to that second cell. I assume he is.
And they weren't just
since his
working on it
location
the
hasn't
first
updated,
day;
but
they
his
were
stream's
working
running
on it
very well. I'm quite happy with that. And by the way,
days
you can watch
after.
Adam
I mean,
Lucio's full stream
it's
with
2
audio,
weeks
his audio
on
on
the
the
one,
Texas Storm
for
Chasers
sure.
YouTube channel. It should also be embedded on our website. I'll make sure of that. But again, possible tornado approaching Marquez in the next 10 to 15 minutes. Damaging winds and hail.
Lucio, if you're listening, are you headed to that southwest tornado warning?
I guess I could have done that myself too. And then with this storm northeast of, or east of Fairfield, moving up towards Palestine, the potential for damaging winds, hail, maybe a tornado. Looks like we have a few showers in the DFW Metroplex starting to fire. There's nothing severe with that. Watching a thunderstorm south and west of Buffalo starting to show some increased rotation. It looks like it's just developing, I believe, but I see that. Just probably some strong wind, heavy rain, but again, it's a messier signature with the storm west of Palestine, but we're also looking from a radar farther away, which is why it's more difficult out here to see these. Let me see, how far is the Shreveport radar? Oh yeah, it's still way too far away. So again, at least damaging winds, the potential for a tornado moving across portions of eastern Freestone County and into Anderson County, including the city of Palestine, where we have a lot of heavy rain developing that hopefully will act to kind of discourage this one storm from developing a tight low-level circulation. When you have all these storms popping up in this area, it makes it more difficult to keep low-level rotation established. Versus a storm back southwest near Marquez, which you can see is kind of almost by itself. I mean, yeah, it has some other stuff in its area too now, but mostly east-southeast, it's clear.
I'm gambling.
Sharing this, really appreciate it. If you guys want to share this, if you guys are watching this and you share this, you guys are good people. Thanks for sharing this live. Yeah, you bet, Tony. You bet.
I got 3 scratch tickets at Casey's.
Here, at it again, of course. This is what we do for Storm Chasers. Ian lives in Texas. Or Ian's not sure if he lives in Texas. That's the problem here. Justin, we got a little while to wait for Saskatchewan to get storms. That's my home province in Canada. Woo! They are landing. Did you get that? Tristan got it. He is so pumped back there. He's got the camera out. Hey, you know what? You guys got to see what Tristan made. I got a video here that shows our last few days of chasing, which you may have already seen, but at the end of it, I got Tristan's reel he put together. Let me show you that here. Did you get that? Oh, my God.
An eye out in either direction if anybody's coming. Because I'm basically have to block the road off here.
I think that's it.
Yep.
Thank you for the super chat.
Tornado warning has been extended. Just waiting for it to load on screen here.
Oh, it seems nasty. 66 minutes, moving east at 30.
Okay, so it's speeding up.
Centerville in an hour.
Yeah, so Centerville is probably where we'd want to intercept this thing at. Looks like they're continuing to extend it in the north.
I mean, it still has rotation on it, but I think our best chance is this one.
Right. No, I'm just noting everything that's going on. That's all.
AH, thank you for the super chat from Norway.
Yes, thank you very much. Right here we got you guys a view here. We're at 24.9 now. Closing in on 25K here real soon. We're 75.
Yeah, I've seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I have watched part of it.
They're all like, this is Texas Chainsaw Massacre country.
Yeah, no, it literally is. Yeah, it's a nice looking storm. But we can sit here and watch it here for a moment. Oh boy, 13,000 views on that video now.
Just let it go.
I know. I was hoping the other one would get attention. Truthfully, looks like rotation's weakening a bit. Yeah, could be cycling though. The MD does. Yeah, last scan the rotation is weakening on it. Could reinvigorate itself though. But I mean, where the rotation was the strongest, I mean, I guess technically we could have gotten it out there, but we wouldn't have made it. because we were on that northern storm first. So give this one more scan, and we'll probably bail north and east to get ahead of this thing, allow it to cycle. Because I would agree that this is our best chance. What does it look like reflectivity wise? Yeah, it's still a good looking storm reflectivity wise.
There's a new little piece of rain that's kind of wrapped in the middle. That's probably why it weakened a little bit of velocity. But I don't expect that to last long.
I see.
Oh, it's okay. So it's a country road. Thanks, guys.
Switch you guys over to radar real fast so you guys can see what we're looking at here. Tornado warning, obviously, better looking storm of the two. I don't know if you guys can see that storm to the north now, if it's zoomed out enough. We're a little bit south of it now. But decent looking on reflectivity. The rotation is weakening on it, at least as of the last scan or two, but that does not mean it can't reinvigorate itself. This is still a good looking storm. We're probably going to try and stay ahead of it and give it more time to do what we think it's capable of doing. So we'll sit here for another minute or so. Put you guys back live there. Go back to, well, no, I'll zoom in a little bit on it, but the thing's closing in. Bobo's flying back behind us there.
They're just watching, like, what are we doing?
I'm sure it's fairly obvious what we're doing. And we're getting into precip now. We are 30 subscribers away. That might be our area of rotation right in there. Problem is, a lot of this rotation is back in the rain, so it's kind of hard to tell where exactly it's at, but I think I'm seeing a little bit of right to left right there.
It's almost directly west.
Almost directly west, but we're facing west, so yeah, that's probably what we're looking at then. Yep. It's not super rapid rotation, but it is rotation. That's where it would be. $25,000 subs. Thank you guys so much. Let's shoot for 26. Let's go crazy.
This is going to be moving towards Marquez and then Leona, Centerville, Robbins, South Salem, Friendship, Redland.
Thank you for the super chat, Mahala. I don't know if you said that already. Let's zoom back out on this thing.
Marquet. Okay, Marquet.
Dave and Colin, thank you guys for your super chats. Colin asks, what state had your favorite tornado outbreak? Probably Nebraska, Iowa area. Just a couple days ago, we were able to get 8 tornadoes in one day. At least we were able to document 8 tornadoes. We may have come across more than that. I honestly forget. Dave, watching from Bermuda. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, we probably want to go. It's moving east at 30. It'll be in Centerville in just under an hour. Thomas, thank you for the Venmo. Appreciate it.
Zoom out for a minute if you could. Yeah, just look at that view, guys. Take that view in for a minute. I know I am. That's a good
shot.
That's a good view. Yeah. Okay, I don't want everyone freaking out.
Inflow's increasing. We gotta move. Dave, we gotta move.
Oh man, they're coming. No! Oh, he's trying to come to us.
It's tornado warned. It's not down right now, but we're just kind of. This was like the perfect view, so. Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all might be real fucking crazy. Hey, I can tell you this. I've been here since '85. I've had 5 come
Right through here?
Right here.
Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna head towards Centerville, give it time to. Okay. Alrighty, thank you. Okay, 24 minutes.
The ones in Franklin, 2 years ago, you don't have any history. But Franklin had one about 2-3 years ago.
Okay.
Right down through here, right here.
Okay.
About 15 years ago, one went right there, one went there. I'm telling you, 5 of them. I laid in a gully right out there.
Wow.
Oh my.
Yeah. Well, hopefully,
I don't see one right now, though.
No. It would be like right over here. So yeah.
That's where they all come from.
Yeah. You should be good though. Hopefully, yeah. You should be all right. I hope.
Man, look at that. I know we gotta move, but man, that looks like.
I don't know if he was trying to get through or.
No, he's trying to come talk.
Got something else to say. Yeah.
See, I should be good when you face
We're looking. No, I know. We're looking at rotation on radar, so it doesn't look strong enough to indicate that there's a tornado on the ground right now.
Based on the rotation,
Yeah.
what you're observing now,
Right.
it's not conducive to be.
We don't think it's on the ground right now. I mean, that's why I said I think so, but I mean, you know, it is a tornado warning, so I'm supposed to tell you to take shelter.
Yeah, so how long will it last? Until 5 o'clock, but in your opinion, how much longer will it last?
When do you think it'll be?
Where you boys from?
We're from Arizona. Yeah. 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 I'd say it should be through here in 15-20 minutes, and then you're all right. Yeah. How much you want to bet he comes back for a 4th time?
Probably. I'm in awe, guys. This is an incredible looking storm here.
Yeah, it really is. We got time to go to Centerville though, so
I know
we're okay right at the moment. I'm gonna get out and check that. I may want to get one more video. This thing.
Are you okay?
Huh? Yeah, no, I was just checking on that fender that just keeps scraping on everything. And if you get bit by damn mosquitoes.
Yeah, it's funny they laughed at us when we told them where we're from.
Supercell, south of Marquez. Tornado down right now. Hey, inflow tail. Sort of.
Trying to farm down there, yeah.
Coming up right on us here. I can tell you guys are liking the view, so I want to sit here for as long as possible. We hit 25,000. All right, I already said that. My fault.
We hit 4,000 viewers.
4,000 viewers. We're already at 25.1. Yeah, let's keep running it up to 26K. Coming close to 3,000 likes as well. I think if there's spin, it's right in there. Back in that rain is my guess.
It's right there.
The spin's right here?
If I look, it's northwest, west northwest. On the radar, anyway.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Actually, you know what? It's hard to tell with these things.
Oh, that's a good strike.
Colin, this is windshield number 5. There's spin. It's right in there.
Nick, thank you for the super chat as well.
Yeah, and Colin, thank you for the super chat. The spin's right here. To answer your question.
Look, it's northwest.
Look at this color, man.
On the radar.
Oh, we actually lost service here. It's hard to tell when to get impacted by it. We can. Colin, this is windshield number 5.
Yeah, see how that's going in and up?
Yeah, it's right here. I'll show you guys real quick.
It's going in. Thank you for the super chat as well.
Yeah, and Colin, thank you for the super chat. Spin right here. To answer your question.
Look, it's northwest.
Look at this color, man.
On the radar.
Oh, we actually lost service here.
It's right here.
It's hard to tell when to get impacted by it.
Very close.
Colin, this is windshield number 5.
Yeah, see how that's going in and up?
Yeah, it's right here. I'll show you guys.
According to what Garrett just told me, our area of rotation is somewhere back here behind these trees where we can't really see. Although actually you can see the spin of the whole thing right here. This is the mezzo, I think. Part of it. Boy, this thing's about to hit us. Winds are increasing a little bit. Boy, this thing's about to hit us.
More radar, and the Texas Weather Center to keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't crash because, well, it likes to do that from time to time. So again, let's go over real quick what we have going on now. Then I'm going to go over the forecast for tonight. Possible tornado now approaching Harmony, Tennessee Colony, Montalba, west side of Palestine. Again, this storm, we don't have a good low-level look at this because the closest radar is about 100 miles away, but there's still strong mid-level rotation. We could have a tornado in this area. There's no tornado debris signature. Now, the only way we'd know if there was a tornado debris signature is at this range is if it was 11,000 feet. If we had a tornado debris signature to 11,000 feet, we'd have an EF2 plus tornado down, and we'd be sounding alarm bells. We are not going to see a tornado debris signature from a weak tornado out here that's only down for a minute or two at 11,000 feet. Those only go up maybe 2,000 to 5,000 feet. And by tornado debris signature, I mean this mode, the debris tracker. Weather radar was upgraded about 10 years ago, the National Weather Service ones, with a technology called dual polarization. What that allows us to do is this product is called correlation coefficient. The radar is able to take in data, throw it all into a nice computer, and be like, all the shapes and sizes of, say, everything it detects within a certain area, they're all the same shape and size relatively. That is a high correlation coefficient, the purples here and yellows. If that data suggests something is not the same shape and size, it is a lower correlation coefficient. Tree branches, tree leaves, pieces of homes, buildings, stuff like that, all varying shapes and sizes, that is a lower correlation coefficient. On this product, it'll show up as a blue donut hole where you have a strong rotation. There are a lot of false positives, and it takes a pretty experienced person to understand the methodology needed to used here. For example, when looking for a tornado debris signature, first, look at the velocity. Do you have a tight area of very strong circulation? Okay. If the answer is yes, you switch to reflectivity, to how hard it's raining mode. You need to have at least 40 dBz, which on this color scale is pretty much the yellow and reds, the reds, upward. Then you look at correlation coefficient. Do you have a lowered correlation coefficient? Big blue donut essentially surrounded by a pink of red and, whatever. If the answer is yes, then that's tornado debris. The radar beam is able to look up as well, depending on the height of that tornado debris signature. For example, last night in Holdenville, Oklahoma, near Interstate 40, tornado debris was lofted 30,000 feet. That was a violent tornado. Research is being done by various academics and researchers to correlate the intensity of Are you saying something, Jason? Research is being done to correlate the possible intensity between a tornado, its velocity, intensity, and the height of a tornado debris signature. There are basic methods underway now that are able to determine what a tornado's intensity at least may be in a general range based on how strong the velocity is with the correlation coefficient, the tornado debris signature height, which is why sometimes I'm able to tell you if we have a tornado debris signature being lofted 10,000 feet or something with a very strong velocity signature. That's why I'm able to say this is probably an EF2 plus tornado. Okay, that wasn't Jason. I have people outside my door talking. So again, 2 tornado warnings. One near Harmony, approaching west sides of Palestine, north sides of Palestine, though all of Palestine needs to be in shelter, up to Natchez there on Highway 79. Tennessee Colony, Harmony, Tucker, Palestine, Montalba, Natchez being a safe place. Heavy rain, hail, wind, maybe a rain-wrapped tornado. Further south, we have a severe storm near Marquez that looks a lot messier now. At least, oh, that's not good. At least in the how hard it's raining mode. But take note that the velocity mode is trending up again in terms of the rotation strength. And again, I'm going to loop this just over the last half hour so you can see what I mean. You can see we're trending up again. Marquez, you need to be in a safe place. That's the lowest floor, center room, away from windows, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Again, we've been saying this now for a good, 20, 30 minutes? So y'all need to be in a safe place. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. No trailers, no mobile homes, no vehicles. And keep in mind, this storm's going to produce very heavy rainfall. That will result in flooding because, well...
That is pronounced Marquet, by the way. Forget that Z exists. Marquet.
What he said, Marquet. See, this is why we have Jason on audio feed, simply so we can correct my mispronunciations. And trust me, they're not intentional. I grew up with a speech impediment. I couldn't say R's until the 5th grade. I would say, instead of Robert, I would say Wobert, something like that. So the mispronunciation isn't a intentional oversight as part of a learning disability. A bit of dyslexia, a lot of dysgraphia, which means you wouldn't be able to read my handwriting, but I was given the gift of being able to type 150 words a minute, so that was nice. Again, those of you in we're just going to play Jason's message again because it makes my life easier.
That is pronounced Marquet, by the way. Forget that Z exists.
Marquet.
Marquet.
So those of you in Marquet need to be in a safe place. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Hard sole shoes and a helmet, but you really need to be in shelter now. The possibility of a tornado developing is increasing as that low-level circulation is intensifying right near town. After that, those of you in Centerville are under the gun next. Hewitt to Centerville need to be in a safe place, but right now the urgent call to action
Storm Chaser
is
WXNWS said, a strong. Storm Chaser WXNWS said, west of Jacksonville.
Sorry, I'm having to take
Storm
my little
Chaser
daily pills.
WXNWS.
I actually had them in a go bag here in
said,
the office versus where I normally
unsecured
keep them 'cause,
objects.
I'm
Storm
located just
Chaser
south of Oklahoma City. I thought I'd have
WXNWS
to run away yesterday.
said,
And technically, I
Palestine,
almost did. We had
noonday.
a tornado about 2.5 miles southeast of the house here in Norman, Oklahoma. All right, so those of you in Marquette, you need to remain in a safe place through at least 4:40 p.m. A possible rain-wrapped tornado approaching town now. Further northeast, let's look at the trends from the storm across. Well, that's not good. The circulation's ramping up again just west of Palestine near Harmony. Again, we're looking 10,000 feet, but we are also looking at a intensifying circulation. Those of you in Harmony need to be in a safe place. Those of you in Palestine, you need to be in a safe place. Those of you from Tennessee Colony all the way down 287 to Palestine, up 79 towards Natchez and almost to Jacksonville, need to be in a safe place. This circulation is getting quite rowdy. I'll loop this one too. And again, this is the mid-levels, but just take a look at the trends. You can see how we are trending up with this with increasing velocities, the potential increasing for a rain-wrapped tornado across portions of Anderson County, especially around Harmony to Palestine. Now we're looking 10,000 feet. There is a lot of tilt involved with thunderstorms like this when we have so much wind shear, meaning the circulation itself by the time you reach the surface maybe a mile or two offset. But the clear call to action is those of you in Palestine, those of you in Harmony, those of you from Montalba to Tennessee Colony need to be in a safe place. It's going to be the lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible, all right? Hard sole shoes, no trailers, no mobile homes, no vehicles. You need to be in a safe place. Clearly, both these storms over the last several minutes are showing uptrends. Those of you in Marquette need to be in shelter now. All right, we're going to go back to the Granger radar. This thing's also getting itself wrapped up real quick. Those of you in Marquette, you need to be in a safe place. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible now. We've been talking about you for 40 minutes. You better be in a safe place. But if we're just catching you, you need to be in a safe place immediately as this low-level circulation approaching Marquette is wrapping up very quickly. It's now what we call gate-to-gate, a high potential for a tornado underway now. The potential with over 120 mile per hour gate-to-gate shear, 120 to 125 mile an hour. Rain wrap possible tornado. Those of you in Marquette, call to action. Be in shelter now. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Hard sole shoes. You know what? Forget it. Just get to shelter now. All right, put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. This storm is moving more east than northeast now, which is going to bring Centerville under the gun. Those of you in the city of Centerville, you're going to be next in this problematic situation. So we've trended up with the Marquette storm. We trended up with the storm near the city of Palestine and Harmony. All of y'all need to be in a safe place. We're talking about two storms here. Back to the how hard it's raining mode. Storm approaching Palestine from Harmony. Storm approaching Marquez from the west. Here, I'm going to reset the radar. And Jason, let me know if you agree. Let me look from the Shreveport radar. I don't know what just happened in the last 10 minutes, but something, these storms went from a weakening trend to a uh-oh situation real quick. Adam Lucio is about to be on the storm near Marquay. You can see his last location was Buffalo. I'm looking to see if the Shreveport radar with its lower tilt has a better look at this. Not really. And again, the closest radar to Palestine's 100 miles away. Marquay, we're looking at about 6,000 feet above the ground. Palestine, we're looking closer to 10 to 11,000 feet. But again, those of you in Marquay, you need to be in a safe place now with a gate-to-gate low-level velocity signature over 110 miles an hour. We've got 70 to 80 mile an hour winds moving towards the radar. We have winds away moving probably 30 to 40. So again, about 100 to 120 mile an hour gate-to-gate shear very near the community of Marquay. This is the intersection of Highway 7 and 79. This is west of Centerville, east of Coss, northeast of Franklin. And here's the latest scan. You can see we still have strong gate-to-gate, low-level rotation near the city. You need to be in a safe place if you are in Marquay. We'll switch to the how hard it's raining mode. You can see rain wrap circulation. We do not have a tornado debris signature, which is good. This could be one that, honestly, I expected to see one, so that's good. If we don't see tornado debris right now, but that doesn't mean we don't have a tornado in progress. We are starting to see a new low-level circulation form, which tends to happen on these cyclic cells. This is going to be your new circulation starting to fire up on the... And then this one near Marquay is going to start turning north as it begins to, at some point, occlude and weaken. But back to the radar, again, this is a cyclic tornadic supercell. New circulation, new mesocyclone developing southeast of the old one. That new circulation is going to pose a direct threat to the city of Centerville by 5 p.m. Current circulation near Marquay moving north-northeast, a direct threat to the city of Marquay. Nobody and their mama better be on Highway 7 between Interstate 45 and Coss. Nobody should be on Interstate 45 now between Leona and Buffalo. If you've got family, friends traveling, give them a call, let them know. Don't be anywhere near that area until this storm moves through. And besides, it's flooding on Interstate 45 up by Fairfield. All right, going back northeast near Palestine, you can definitely see we have dangerous circulation with this remaining. Again, we're looking in the mid-levels of this storm. We have a very impressive velocity signature here. We're looking above 10,000 feet, but definitely there is concern. We could have a tornado in progress around Harmony and near the Keechee Creek Stream over towards the Palestine Municipal Airport. Back west of Palestine, those of you in Palestine need to be in a safe place. Same with Montalba and Netches. We don't have a close-by radar to give you an exact low-level location of where this possible tornado is, which is why I'm having to be more broad with my descriptions here. It's not intentional, but those of you around Palestine, we really want you in shelter. If you're west of Palestine, out by the airport, you better have been in shelter 10 minutes ago, but you need to be in shelter now. If we don't have a tornado, we've likely got damaging hurricane force straight line winds, heavy rain, and hail. If we don't have any of that, you know what? It's a blessing, but we're not going to take that risk. We don't want anybody getting hurt. Don't bother going outside looking for this. This thing's wrapped in heavy, heavy, heavy rain. All right, let me look. I'm just real quick. And again, that is Palestine. You need to be in a safe place. Out to Homewood, the airport. Those of you all the way northeast up towards Netches on 79 need to be in a safe place. Back southwest towards Marquez. And these are the only two tornado warnings we're dealing with. Marquez, you have a strong low-level circulation very near town. You need to be in a safe place. Lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. A tornado could develop at any time. And yeah, we're seeing that same velocity signature around Palestine from both the Shreveport radar, the Granger radar, which leads credence to the fact these storms, or that storm, is definitely in strong rotation. So again, circulation number 1, very near Marquez. We could have 2 possible tornadoes with this storm now. Possible tornado 1 near Marquez, or as Mr. Meteorologist Jason Cooley says.
That is pronounced Marquez, by the way.
Marquez.
Forget that Z exists. So Marquez.
Marquez. I'm in a phonics class. It's okay. It needs to happen. Marquez. So again, Palestine, you need to be in shelter now. Homewood, shelter now. Marquez, you should have been in shelter 20 minutes ago. And then Centerville, you've got a second possible tornado with a new circulation developing. That's going to pose a direct threat to you. Nobody or their mama should be on Highway 7 right now from Marquez to Centerville. We don't want anyone on Interstate 45 between mile markers 153 and 174, or for all intent and purposes, Leona up to Buffalo. We don't want folks trying to look for this. It's probably wrapped in heavy rain. That's why we've got Storm Chaser Adam Lucio down there. Adam's in Centerville now. He's about to go west on Highway 7 to get a look at this. And again, he is a professional. He was in Omaha, Nebraska, Lincoln, all of that. He was there for those violent tornadoes a few days ago. He was chasing tornadoes yesterday in Oklahoma. He knows how to deal with rain-wrapped circulations to keep himself safe. What I do not like seeing are all these vehicles. Come on, people. Really? Y'all are all driving in the middle of a storm that could be producing 2 tornadoes literally like 7 miles away. Folks, this is why I'm so concerned. If we have a tornado cross Interstate 45, look at all this traffic. I mean, you could see the traffic on Adam's stream of the interstate moments ago. You've got people driving on this east-west road. Look at all these people. What you should be doing, the right thing to do, is to pull off at a gas station and go inside and take shelter. Come on, people. This is how people get killed. I mean, it really is sad because you do all you can to try to get the word out about what is going on, and yet people just won't. I mean, you're always in a rush to go somewhere. So, you know what? At some point, some folks are just not going to do what it takes to help themselves. You can do your job to try to get the information out, but you can't make people do something. And that's why at some point, no matter what you do, some people are still going to drive and then get flipped, lofted, and thrown off an interstate because they were too busy and in too much of a hurry to pull over for 20 minutes so they didn't get hit by a tornado. Can you tell I have strong opinions on that? All right. So here's the latest reflectivity scan. Storm velocity remains near Marquez. Make sure I said it right.
That is pronounced Marquez by
Marquez. That's new circulation that we thought was forming farther southeast of Marquez has weakened a bit for now. That may be good for Centerville, but nevertheless, those of you in Centerville up to, oh, what is that? Just south of Buffalo need to be in a safe place. That'll be the lowest floor, center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. All right, sure. What is the radar beam height there? 11,200. So probably Shreveport will be the closest for this storm now. Let's take a look at the storm near Palestine. Okay, we're looking at 11,000 feet. We're seeing, well, on here it's pretty messy, but still the potential for a tornado near Homewood to Palestine over the next several minutes, the potential for damaging straight-line winds over 70 miles an hour, the potential for quarter-size hail, and flooding rainfall. This storm is moving east-northeast after it passes through the Harmony to Palestine to Montalba areas. It's going to ride up Highway 79 towards Natchez. Eventually, this could be a direct threat to Jacksonville. I don't think that storm's moving like that. I think the storm is probably moving northeast. We'll do a storm track on here. Let me get the latest forward rate of motion. They've got it moving about 25. We're going to say 30, just so we don't have any sort of a boo-boo. This storm, let me redraw that. I want to get the whole length of the polygon. Moving northeast at about 30. Would place it in Natchez about 510 to 515. Jacksonville, 525 to 530. This is probably going to stay north of Rusk. If it turns right, it could be an issue for Rusk. Let's say Irondale, about 520. Natchez, about 510. This would be on near Maydell on Highway 84, about 525. If it approached the city of Rusk, about 540. City of Jacksonville, 525 to 530. And again, Mount Selman, about 5:30. Probably New Summerfield about 5:50. And again, that is for the potential of the tornado. You're going to have rain, maybe some hail and wind before then, but the potential will exist for a tornadic thunderstorm to come in from the west. Okay, and again, nasty looking storm back southwest. These are the only 2 tornado warnings. Now, that being said, we're starting to see some of these individual supercells try to fire up further east. One over Rusk, one north of Zavala. We're going to have to keep an eye on these. Right now, these are just showers and storms, but we'll keep an eye on it. That's good to know. I'm going to pop that up. We're going to have to watch that carefully in case some of these showers start to try to go into rotation. It's possible. Okay, so we have 2 tornado warnings. Now, real quick, call to message while I load this. Marquez, be in a safe place. New circulation, just trying to fire up on Highway 7 east of Marquez. That could be an issue for Centerville, area south of Buffalo. Palestine, anyone in Anderson County around Palestine, you need to be in a safe place. We're going to look at the high-res rapid refresh radar for tonight. I just want to show y'all and give y'all an idea of what we're expecting this evening into overnight. So let me do all that work and then break the program. I'm moving too quick.
A new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Cherokee County in Texas.
Okay. Load that. We're going to go out to the statewide view. I said statewide, not nationwide, please and thank you. We're going to do is we're going to look at the high-res rapid refresh. Now, before we do any of that, I want to look and see what it shows right now because we need to see how well the model's handling the current situation. It's doing all right. I mean, it's got some storms out here. It's a little overzealous with the coverage, but at least it's a good timeline. So let's go from 6 p.m. through tomorrow morning. I'm going to let this load. And that'll at least give you an idea of what we're expecting tonight. Hint, we're going to have storms tonight into Monday morning. East Texas, the Piney Woods, near the Louisiana border, the Golden Triangle around Beaumont, southeast Texas, including the Houston Metro. More of the Brazos Valley, perhaps. The Arklatex, northeast Texas. Severe weather threat may continue well into tonight, with the strongest storms capable of producing quarter to tennis ball size hail. Damaging winds of 60 to 75 miles an hour, the potential for a few tornadoes. So again, there's your forecast for tonight. Real quick, I'm going to actually save that as a... Well, first off, I'm going to fix this webcam so it focuses on my bald head. Morning. Then, I'm going to take a snapshot of this so we can use it on social media later. This is where I typically record a quick video update and post it for y'all to understand the forecast, but since we're doing coverage, we're just going to do this instead. So I'm going to let that loop for about another 30 seconds while it records, and then we'll get back to coverage. But again, possible tornado remains evident around Palestine. Those of you in Netchez, east up Highway 79, need to be in shelter. We've got a possible tornado now around Marquez. Y'all need to be in shelter as well towards Centerville, south of Buffalo on Interstate 45. All right. Get that quickly saved. And then Jason's listening, which means if he wants to use this animation, he'll be able to do so because it'll be in the typical folder here in about, I'll say, a minute. And if he doesn't, that's also good, but at least we have that option. So let's get back. Let's take a look at what we got going across the state right now. Turn on the radar. You can see western half of the state. It's a beautiful day. It's dry. It's pretty nice out. Hardly any clouds in the sky. We've got temperatures. Well, here, I'll just show you. See if that data will load. Temperatures in the 60s, 70s, 80s. Not a bad day. Across the eastern half of the state, it's generally in the 70s and 80s, very humid. We've got 90s down the Edwards Plateau, the Rio Grande Plains, South Texas into the Rio Grande Valley, 91 in Brownsville, 93 in Laredo, 93 in Del Rio, probably the upper 90s down in the southern Big Bend, 79 in El Paso, not bad, 70s Amarillo, Lubbock, Midland, same for DFW. So again, eastern third of the state, really, eastern third of the state is where we're going to have issues with storms as we go into tonight. All right, let's get back into the whole weather coverage mode. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy and Chief David Reimer. We've got 2 thunderstorms capable of producing tornadoes, one near Palestine, one now east of Marquay, approaching Centerville, southeast of Hewitt. Storms are generally moving east at about 30 to 45 miles an hour. Now, I'll say this for the Marquay storm. So we switch back over to the Granger radar. That low-level velocity signature is much less impressive now. As this thunderstorm passes between Hewitt and Centerville, approaching Interstate 45, we'd still advise no travel between Buffalo and Leona as this dangerous thunderstorm approaches from the west and moves east at about 25 miles an hour. It should be crossing over the interstate over the next 20 minutes. We'll see if a new velocity couplet is able to develop. If not, they may cancel this tornado warning. But again, low-level rotation looking weaker for now. That doesn't mean the hazards are gone. Further northeast, let's switch over to the Shreveport radar. See, with this thunderstorm near Palestine, a lot of de-aliasing issues will look from the Fort Worth radar. And yeah, you can see this is actually showing quite a bit of high wind around Palestine. I can't really tell much rotation just because we're looking in the mid-levels around 12,000 feet. But this is definitely a severe thunderstorm capable of producing heavy rain, hail, and we can't rule out a tornado from Montalba to Palestine to Natchez. If you're in Harmony, Tennessee Colony, or Tucker, you're clear. We note the Weather Service in Shreveport has elected to issue a severe thunderstorm warning for now for this thunderstorm near Palestine. That'll be moving up towards Jacksonville, Bullard, Ironton, Maydale, Dialville, to Rusk, to Gallatin, and eventually New Summerfield. We'll see if this storm is showing strong rotation by the time it reaches there. And if so, they may issue a tornado warning. A good stretch. So we have 2 tornado warnings right now. One for a storm that has shown rotation at times, but is currently...
A new tornado warning has been issued for Anderson County in Texas.
Okay, well, the Fort Worth Weather Service has just issued a updated tornado warning until 5:30 p.m. for eastern Anderson County. This will include Palestine, Natchez, pretty much to the county line. The Anderson County line with the Cherokee County line further east. At 4:55 p.m., a storm capable of producing a tornado is located near Palestine, moving east at 35. This storm could also produce $0.50 to ping pong ball size hail, damaging winds, heavy rain. This tornado warning does also include Crystal Lake, Pert, Todd City, and Netchez. And again, this storm's moving east-northeast at 35 miles an hour. We'll put a storm track on it. Damaging winds are a pretty good bet with this as well. If there's not a tornado, there is most likely damaging straight-line winds for sure. Put a manual storm track on this. We'll just do the leading edge. We'll do northeast at 35. That would have this in the city of Jacksonville at 5:30. So 5:25 to 5:30. Rusk, 5:35 to 5:40. Netchez, probably in the next 15 minutes, so 5:10 to 5:15. Ironton, about 5:20. Maydell, there on Highway 84, about 5:20 p.m. New Summerfield, about 5:45 p.m. Reclaw, which Jason will have to undoubtedly correct me on again. That's on the list of Davidisms that gets messed up. About 5:50 to 5:55 p.m. And again, this storm currently capable of producing damaging winds, large hail, and a tornado. Storm currently now exiting Marquay to the east. If you're in Marquay, you're clear. If you're in the town of Marquay at 79 at 7, you're clear. It's still pouring. It's storming. You may have small hail, lightning, gusty winds, but the tornado threat's to your northeast. It's closer towards Hewitt, west of Centerville now. And again, it is getting a little difficult to actually find much rotation here. There is some. I'll try to put some roads on here for you. This looks like County Road 348 between Highway 7 and Highway 79. And County Road 347. There's County Road 341. 391, excuse me. I believe Storm Chaser Adam Lucio's between Centerville and Marquay. Doom is now located near County Road 255, moving east-northeast at about probably 30 miles an hour. This storm, I'll just draw my own arrow because it's really making me grumpy. First off, let's loop it.
Severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Houston County, northern Madison County, and southeastern Texas until 6:30
You see us moving more east-northeast for now.
Located 9 miles northwest of Madisonville, moving east at 30 miles per hour. Primary hazard is 60 mile per hour wind gusts and half-dollar size hail with tornado possible.
Forest.
Remain alert for a possible tornado. Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms.
Severe
If
thunderstorm
you spot a
warning for
tornado,
Texas.
go out once into the basement or small
There's
central
no way
room
he
in
can
a
make it
sturdy
out there.
structure. For your protection, move to an
That is
interior
not a
room on the
good area
lowest
to
floor
chase
of the
in.
building. Large hail, damaging wind, and
So again,
continuous
this
flood ground
thunderstorm,
lightning are occurring with
We'll
this
just
storm.
put a storm track
Move
on it.
indoors immediately. Lightning is one of nature's leading killers. Remember, if you can hear thunder, you're close enough to be struck by lightning. A tornado
I'm gonna
watch
put it
remains
on
in
the
effect
circulation
until 9 p.m.
itself.
Central Daylight
It's gonna
Time
rain
for
before
southeastern
then.
Texas.
It says
we'll go
Tuesday,
like this.
severe
I'm gonna
weather
do 35.
Tuesday. I didn't see that for Wednesday, but
Assuming
on
this
Tuesday I did.
continues.
Wednesday, they've already asked the Storm Prediction Center. Norman's already highlighted a 15% chance, and they marked that additional areas may have to be put up.
Elkhart, 605 to 610.
10 for a copy. I just looked at channel 10. I ain't checked Norman out yet, but I just looked at channel 10, and
Then could
that's what they're
approach
getting
Rusk by
at
6:45.
Tuesday severe weather. But
Possibility of a tornado.
we'll have to see what goes on because I mean I don't want another night like last night.
The wind's blowing mode. You can see this thing
Chasers showing
is
strong rotation
quite
in
unhappy.
northeast Pittsburgh
We've got
County,
winds moving
Oklahoma.
away from the radar.
Yeah, and, you know, May's
about
the
70
most
winds
violent
moving
month of the
towards the
year.
radar.
So, yeah, I think that was the precursor, but that's what they put out for the OU campus, saying additional
65.
severe weather
So
is
again,
going
over
to not get a bunch of
stretch,
rest.
this storm has a couplet
Says not much time to
of
regroup as more
probably
severe
about
storms are
100 to
possible this
130
week,
miles an
beginning
hour.
on
Very
Tuesday.
strong
Be
mid-level
aware.
rotation. Again,
OU
because
safe.
we're looking so
yeah, they're
far
already
away from the
releasing
radar, we have
statements
no
to
closer
OU
radars. We're in a
campus,
radar
so.
hole, unfortunately, which is a great disservice to those of you
Severe
who
thunderstorm
live
warning
across
for eastern
portions of
Pushmataha
the
County,
Brazos
south
Valley and
central
East
Latimer
Texas.
County, and
We're looking
southeastern
at
Oklahoma
11,000
until
feet.
6:30
I can't
p.m.
tell you. There
Central
could be a
Daylight
tornado
Time.
down there right now.
Located
We
near
wouldn't know
snow, moving northeast
unless
at
there's damage. And again,
10 for a copy
unfortunately,
direct.
we're in
Unfortunately, I understand why it won't let me in there because I'm not finding it on my channel list.
It's rural.
It's not taking me right to it. Nothing.
And if we get a tornado debris signature, we're going to have a problem because
there is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Oklahoma.
We don't have a tornado debris signature right now, but we do have strong rotation. Now, let me look back out. Let's just look at the state.
Yeah, I don't know, Sean. I've checked it many a times, and you're not blocked over there at all. Urbano's not blocked over there, but it just won't let. I don't know why it won't let you in.
Radar
miles
beam
per hour.
thingy-majiggy.
Hazard 60 mile per hour wind gust.
And again, here you
size
go.
cell with tornado possible.
Western
Remain
half of the
alert
state,
for a
it's a beautiful
possible
day.
tornado.
Though
Tornadoes can develop quickly from severe thunderstorms.
we do see a couple of
If you
scattered
spot a
showers trying to
tornado,
go up,
out
back
once
up in
into
North
the
Texas. Is
basement
that
or
where the
small
cold front
central
still
room
is?
in a
Or the
sturdy
front?
structure.
Yeah, the dry line is still
For your
actually
protection,
back
move
up
to an
in.
interior room on the lowest floor of the building. A
Can we
tornado
not
watch
just not do this,
remains in
please?
effect
The
until
dry line's
11
back
p.m.
up
Central
from
Daylight Time
near
for southeastern
Bowie
Oklahoma.
to Mineral Wells.
We are getting reports of a funnel
down
cloud south
towards
of
Killeen.
Eufaula,
So,
Oklahoma.
I even restarted my phone too, and it still won't do it.
An isolated storm trying to go up.
Especially east, southeast of ARP, that's going to be where, if there's anything remotely strong, it's going to be in that pocket as far as Smith County is concerned. And this will all be exiting over into Rusk County here shortly. You guys in Alto, you're quiet. Wells, you're quiet. Lufkin, Nacogdoches.
Our national parks are symbols of the beauty and fragility of our planet. National Park Week.
How big or wide is the tornado on the ground? It's hard to tell in real time, and even on by radar, it's hard to tell. From the photos I've seen and the video I saw of this tornado on Twitter, which again, if you want to see those for yourself, it's at Max Velocity WX on Twitter.
Last night I was kind of.
And again, I'm just going to try to use Google Maps here because we literally are so far away from things. The northeastern side of the Keechee Creek Wildlife Management Area, moving towards the Lehman Cemetery, the Bluff Cemetery off County Road 542, southeast of the Conrad Missionary Church, north of the Tube Cemetery. It's going to cross over the Trinity River, moving into northwestern Houston County, and southern portions of Anderson County. This could pose a threat to areas from Elkhart south to Grapeland, Salmon, west. I'm just going to start naming cemeteries, honestly. The Parker Cemetery, the Antrim Cemetery, Carter's 2J Ranch Cemetery, Heart of Texas German Shepherds, perhaps the Houston County Lake Fire Department. I'm trying to see what this what is this little creek called? Little creek, the lake. Pennington Beach to Neely Branch, the little lake out there. The Halls Falls Cemetery, FM5 or County Road 229. It's just a rural area, very unincorporated, which makes trying to call out landmarks difficult. But again, there is a probable tornado down in northeastern Leon County, moving generally into northwestern Houston County and towards southern Anderson County. Those of you in Elkhart to Grapeland, northwest and west Laxito, Laxtxo, Latexo, like 25 miles northeast of Centerville, 25 miles east of Buffalo. We're talking about something that is about 11 to 12 miles southeast of Oakwood, what is probably a tornado down, moving from the Keekstee, Wildlife Preserve into portions of northwestern Houston and far southwestern Anderson County in the next 15 minutes. This is going to be an issue for 287 between Grapeland, possibly in Grapeland, to south and east of Elkhart, so we're going to need folks to be in a safe place. That'll be the lowest room. Center room, away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. This really could be a direct threat to the community of Grapeland. West, County Road 2265. County Road 227. FM 227. Out southwest of Grapeland, all the way down to the Trinity River. Y'all need to be in a safe place. Wheeler Springs. I'm going to have to literally buy an atlas. I literally may just buy some sort of detailed Mapsco atlas. All right, let's talk about farther northeast. I know this is the only tornado warning we have, but let's talk about backlighting. I didn't need you to increase again and blow my face out. Let's talk about this line back southwest towards Centerville. Talk about storms down here. Now, I got a cluster of storms east of Bryan College Station now. These could have nickel-size hail, gusty winds, nothing severe. We have a cluster of severe storms.
There is one new
Leona,
severe thunderstorm
Centerville,
warning for
behind
Oklahoma.
this first storm that could have damaging winds, heavy rain, and hail. We got a storm from Groesbeck back to Marlin, those small hail. All this is moving east, and for what it's worth, a little storm is trying to go up in northwestern Parker County, south of Runaway Bay. Maybe a lightning strike, gusty wind, some heavy rain with that real quick. The big issue in terms of the wind maker is this little complex that's established itself here from just south of Kilgore to Henderson to Mount Enterprise. The potential for damaging winds, the potential for significant wind damage. A lot of trees could get knocked down. We could see winds 60 to 75 miles an hour. This is capable of causing a lot of wind damage in places like Henderson to Mount Enterprise, southwest on 79 to Troop and Arp, and eventually this is going to be an issue for places like Lakeport, Easton, Tatum, Beckville, Carthage, up to Marshall and Wascom by 6:45. We'll put a storm track on this and then ban myself from any further caffeine because clearly I had too much. Make sure I've got the latest radar. Moving northeast at 50. So again, Tatum 6:15, Lakeport 6:05, Henderson the next 5 minutes, Mount Enterprise 6:05 to 6:10, Gary City 6:25 to 6:30, Carthage 6:25, Marshall 6:33, Wascom 6:45. That would place it in Greenwood, Louisiana about 6:50, Shreveport, Louisiana about 7. Jason, let me know when he's... Oh, I have actually got a stream up already. Adam is moving to intercept this tornado-warned storm. He's in Elkhart. He's going to be moving south, I assume, on 287 to let it come to him and find a clearing. As you can tell on his shot, this is the... it's beautiful. The East Texas, the Piney Woods, it's beautiful, but oh, sweet mama mercy, is it a horrible area to storm chase in. You know, we storm chasers, we like in to go out and see the storms. You got clear fields, the prairies. We do not like chasing in the forest with 100-foot tall trees right next to the road. That makes it impossible to see. Literally, a lot of folks that chase out there these days literally do it because they have drones they can send up above the trees to get a look at it. And usually it's wrapped in heavy rain and hail and wind and, oh, I feel so bad for Adam. It's a beautiful area, mind you, but storm chasing, no. Oh, you gotta enjoy seeing all the tweets from local media stations and local meteorologists just skimming video from folks like you, just taking it, saying, can we share this video on all our platforms with credit to you? Folks, don't do that. If you're gonna do that, you might as well just sell the video. You can make money off it. Now, sending out a tweet with a picture or video so folks are informed, yes, but giving it away to the TV stations, that's... they'll pay you for that. Clearly, I'm getting into a slightly hangry, ranty phase. Jason's about to probably come through the camera and beat me with the mallet. Meet mallet. All right. Yeah, we do have a tornado down in eastern Oklahoma near Eufaula, Oklahoma. Arrowhead State Park. I'm going to drink some water. I only say Wascom weird because I'm weird. I'm probably mispronouncing it too, but there's just certain towns I'll say with a certain flair because it amuses me. All right. I'm watching this storm near Leona just in case. It does have an interesting hook echo. We're starting to see some decrease in the velocity with this storm now entering far northwestern Houston County and far southwestern Anderson County. But certainly still quite capable of producing a tornado. This will be in northwestern Houston County shortly. Line of severe storms from near Henderson to Kilgore to Laneville to Mount Enterprise, moving northeast. Damaging straight line winds, maybe some quarter-size hail, very heavy rainfall, and some flooding possible. In fact, here, let's just look at the statewide view. And for those wondering about what's going on in your area or across the country, you can download the free Texas Storm Chasers mobile app, available in wherever you download apps for your device. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers. We have interactive weather radars, storm chasing videos, live severe weather coverage, live storm chasing video, and other resources. And real quick, while we take a look at this, Adam is south of Elkhart now, or near Elkhart. He'll be going south to get a view of this storm. Thank you to all those who have been hitting that subscribe button on the Texas Weather Center and Texas Storm Chasers YouTube channel. Looks like we're about to 30,000 subscribers on Texas Weather Center. That is definitely a big compliment. So thank you very much. We appreciate it. That helps us with the magical algorithm on the social medias. We're also streaming live to the Texas Storm Chasers website, Texas Storm Chasers mobile app, Facebook, X, Twitch. I don't know if we're on Instagram or TikTok, but we'll do that from time to time too. And again, additional showers and thunderstorms are developing now across the Brazos Valley, especially the eastern Brazos Valley, into portions of southeast Texas. This will be the name of the game tonight, the threat of severe thunderstorms, at least the most intense storms, capable of producing quarter to tennis ball size hail. Generally going to be quarter to golf balls, though. Damaging straight line winds, 60 to 75 miles an hour. The potential for a few tornadoes. And this threat...
There is one new severe thunderstorm warning for Texas issued for Grimes County in Texas.
Will continue into the late evening hours. We are going to need to keep an eye on this thunderstorm that just went severe now near Carlos, west of Singleton, southwest of Badeas, south of Iola, east of College Station. It is showing increasing indications of low-level rotation. As you can see, the National Weather Service did just put a severe thunderstorm warning on that. If the rotation intensifies, a tornado warning will be required. I'll make sure I haven't missed anything with my phone.
There is one new tornado warning for Oklahoma.
All right. So again, I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. It is 6 o'clock. This on the 28th of April, 2022. except it's really 2024. We're covering severe thunderstorms across the eastern third of the state of Texas this afternoon. Strongest of these storms have produced tornadoes, damaging straight-line winds. We've had some hail and flooding. As we continue over the next 6 to 8 hours, we're going to see thunderstorms continue to move across portions of, well, the eastern third of Texas, including southeast Texas, the Golden Triangle of far southeast Texas, the Piney Woods of East Texas, into the Arklatex. The threat of severe thunderstorms will continue, although not all storms will be severe. We'll have to keep an eye out for sure. We'll likely see an additional severe weather watch issued for portions of southeast Texas and east Texas over the next few hours. Flooding going to be a concern as well. Since it is 6 o'clock, let's take a look at the latest high-resolution rapid refresh radar. I'm going to clear everything off. And then what I might do is when we pull this up, I might actually record a quick short we can post on social media. Which means we'll be doing a live stream here, and then I'll just hit the record button and talk like I'm making a video real quick. Because most folks aren't going to be watching at this exact minute. Let me zoom out. We'll load the high-res rapid refresh radar. Now, the first thing I want to look at is to see how it's doing right now at 6 o'clock. Now, we do have storms. It's not really doing all that great, if I'm being honest with you. So I'm not going to show you the rest. Let me see what the 3-kilometer NAM is doing. Nope. Nope. I'm just trying to find a good model solution for this. Oh well, I'll just show you the HER anyway. It'll give you an idea at least of what time we can expect storms to conclude tonight. I'll just run it from 8 o'clock through 10 a.m. I won't make a video out of it though. You can see the animation will load, then it'll stabilize. You can see tonight into tomorrow morning, we're going to have scattered showers and storms continue well into tonight. And some of these storms could be severe.